I'm Rich Dean with West Coast Collector Cars in Oregon, and today I have got a beautiful 1935 Ford four-door sedan convertible to show you. Now this car is the last of the 5 in the collection that I received that have all been restored beautifully, excellently, and correctly. And this was restored by a company here in our area that does very nice, very fine, correct restoration work. This car is no exception. It's beautiful. I want to take you around and show you some of its fine points. I think you'll agree it's a very nice, very cool car. But let's start off with the paint. This is called Cordoba Gray, and it is an original color, and it is beautiful. You might be able to tell how deep that shine is there. Of course, it's finished in a base coat clear coat, and the paint is beautiful. It's deep, it's even, very glossy everywhere you look. It's got this little red pinstripe that follows the character line all the way down both sides of the car. And of course, in 1935 you had the vented hood, which allowed for heat dissipation, but also kind of a nice character trait with these nice bright work trim lines here. Nice running boards. This of course is an all metal car. This is all Henry Ford steel. There is no fiberglass fenders or anything of the sort in this particular car. I'll take you in the interior on this side. Now the seating is leather, and I called it kind of a dark taupe. It's sort of this brown leather color. Very rich, very nice, fits the car very well. Beautiful painted dash. Love this color. It's probably hard to tell, but this is actually a very, very fine metallic here, and it's finished off in this nice deep color. Glove box here with your functioning clock. Now this car would have had a floor mat underneath here. This is factory original, so that's correct. But we have this nice mat here, a carpeted mat that's finished off. And that protects that mat as well. Door panels finished off to match the seating. Windows, all 4 windows in the car roll up and down very nicely. They're all trimmed very nice, chrome. All the glass is nice. Little Ford logo down here in all of the pieces of glass. That's a little close. You might not be able to see that. But pull this one back down. Doors shut nicely, very even lines everywhere you look, which is nice actually, and even more so for a convertible, because convertibles not having the roof structure to help hold the integrity of the car, they had a tendency over the years to kind of droop and so forth. But this car is very, as I say, very, very nicely finished. All the chrome and bright work, such as the handles you see here, excellent. All the whiskers, of course, in all four of the doors is present. Very nice. This is just a little grab handle for your passengers, but look at the seating you've got here. You want to take your friends or your family somewhere, man, they're going to have more room than they would in an SUV. This is see this little, that's an ashtray. Just kind of turn that around. Not that anybody's going to smoke in this car, but that's how it was originally. That's what you had right there. The canvas top is beautiful. No rips, tears, or any wear for that matter. You can see it's just a very nice light canvas. Goes excellently with the Cordoba Gray color. All the snaps and everything are in place. It does have a top boot that does go with it. I might point you to the website, westcoastcollectorcars.com, where I've got pictures of the car, but also pictures of the car with the top down. And after I finished with that, I put the top back up because I want to make sure I restore it, if at all, with the top up. And you want to do that with a convertible. You don't want to leave it down all winter long. In case you didn't know that, you probably did, but it's always best to store it in this position. But also, I've got pictures of the undercarriage. You ought to take a look at that. It's as nice as the top. As nice as up here. It's beautiful under there. everything done just right. Also, this car has an upgrade of hydraulic brakes. Originally, these would have had mechanical brakes. The first year of hydraulic brakes for Ford was 1939, so this being in 1935, it would have had mechanical brakes, but this one has been upgraded to juice brakes or hydraulic brakes, which is a better trait, and we all want that, you know, for safety. Talk to you a moment about the wheels and tires. These are Kelsey Hayes wheels, which is kind of the go-to wheel back then, and they're very similar to a Ford spoke, but the Kelsey Hayes spoke had a little twist or turn, if you will, elbow in the spokes, and that provided a little bit more rigidity, made them a stronger wheel. Consequently, they wouldn't warp or anything. And so this was the wheel that people wanted back then, and there are 5 of them, including the spare, which includes this derby cap with the V8, the trim ring, and of course the Firestone wide white wall bias ply tires. Back here, you got dual tail lights. You got a tail light on each side, and I know that kind of sounds silly, but back then sometimes you only got one tail light. And all of the lights work. All of the lights work correctly. All the chrome is beautiful here, and notice the bracketry, all finished, painted. The beading and so forth down your fenders on both, very nice. You can see that here. There's our little pinstripe going around. The back window will zip out, and this is a glass back window trimmed in chrome. The spare tire and the wheel are the same as the other Ford. You got this nice bead of bright work around here. And now this is an original. This isn't a reproduction. This is an original luggage rack. And so what you would do is you would turn these thumb screws, these large wing nuts here, and pull it out and flatten that luggage rack. You put your luggage on there. So that's an original piece. Note the not only the bumper chrome, but nicely painted as it should be in between. Very, very nice detail on this car. If you put the brakes on or you have the lights on at night, there's a little lens right here, so that would shine up, and that was your license plate light. You see that right there? Gas cap was here, a little Ford logo here. Open that up to reveal your lock. Running boards and trim work and rubber matting, very nice. Of course, now there's no fiberglass in this car. This is an all Henry Ford steel car. It's really restored to a Concours level. You could take this to a Concours show. You could, you know, of course, if it was me, I'd drive it around, you know, and take some friends, go to dinner, you know, do something like that. Enjoy the car. Take you inside the interior here. All the jams, everything, just nice. These came with a full complement of gauges. These are original, so you would have an oil pressure gauge, a fuel gauge, speedometer. That's how many miles are on the restoration, 1,957 miles, and of course temperature gauge and the amp gauge. That is a factory radio. It is tube and it does work. This is where you turn your lights on, right here. Horn works. It's a 3-speed manual transmission, but one feature that this car does have, and that is a Columbia 2-speed differential. And that was a factory, or rather, excuse me, a dealer installed option at that time. And what it did is it provided a higher gearing ratio in the event you're going down the highway. So if you had 411 gears in here, which was common, this is what these would have had, you have that Columbia 2-speed, it'll allow you to override those 411 gears and in effect give you an overdrive. And I'll show you that too right here. It's operated on the dash. You might be able to see it in the, if you look at the pictures on the website, but this little switch right here, that toggle, is how you operate that 2-speed. So if you were going to take a little trip or something, you could use that. Windshield wipers, there are 2. One for the passenger as well, but it's all operated right here in this nice chrome housing is the little windshield wiper motor. They are vacuum operated as original. We take you under the hood here. You want to be careful on these cars with the hood that opens like this, you know, because you're just kind of limited with room there. So there's a little detent right here, and you can see this little corner rubber piece fits into that detent, and that will reveal the engine. As you can see, very nice and clean in here. This is a 221 flathead V8, and they produced 85 horsepower. Single carburetor. I'll tell you a little something that this car does have as well as the other cars. This is kind of a nice little feature. It wouldn't have been factory, but these have a hidden electric fuel pump. So, you know, the car's been sitting around for 3 weeks or a month or something. Rather than just crank on that starter, you have a little toggle that allows the fuel pump to, you know, push some fuel up to the carburetor, so you're not pumping and on the accelerator and cranking it. Kind of a nice feature to put in something like this. And that hood closes easy. I've had several of these types of cars, and some of them it's just you got to fight to get the hoods open and closed. But this one very easy. Everything works properly. Nice big chrome grille. This is correct. Got the running hound up here, and the Ford V8. Dual horns. These your big headlights. And again, all the chrome up front here as well. Beautiful. Let me show you the engine on this side as well. Looks pretty similar to the other side, I know, but see these tubes here? These are vacuum tubes, and what they were, that operates that Columbia 2-speed that I showed you a little bit earlier. That goes out to that switch on the dash, or goes into that switch on the dash that I showed you a little bit earlier. Beautiful paint in here too, finished nicely. It's about as nice as it can be. It's a beautiful car. Oh, your correct welting here. So what I'd like to do now is I will hop in the car, start it. You'll hear it start, hear it run. I'll just take it around the parking lot so you can see it drive and see what it looks like, you know, moving under its own power. But it actually drives very nice. It's very easy to drive. It's a 3-speed transmission, fully, restored, of course, as is the engine, the differential. Everything is finished on the car. It's basically, it's got to be at least as nice, if not nicer than it would have been brand new. I certainly know the paint is. You know, these little V8 flatheads, they ran so smooth and it's such a low RPM at idle. They're just like a sewing machine, really. They just run great. One thing I should point out to you, when you take the top off, this post comes out, and I have a little, sort of a little, you know, bag that you put those in to protect them while that's up. So this is actually a full-on open convertible, you know. So yeah, removable piece. The inside paint matches the inside. The Cordoba Gray on the outside. Very nice feature. Beautiful car. All the chrome appointments are nice in here. Everything is just nice. The clutch is easy. It works great. Got a little emergency brake. That works good. There's your cowl, you know, your AC, if you want to call it that. Yeah, it's just a very fine car. Steering wheel, excellent. Virtually no wear. So, if I can answer any further questions for you about this 1935 Ford Sedan Convertible, please don't hesitate to give me a call. Again, my name is Rich Dean, and this is West Coast Collector Cars. My number is 503-851-6763, and thank you for watching today.